G'day everyone, I'm Kimbo and I'm at the Adelaide Parklands terminus. We're about to board a train from here in Adelaide going up to Brisbane. It takes 3 days and 2 nights, so let's get on it. That in the background is not the one we're catching. Let's go have a look at the one we are though. And the train we're boarding is the Great Southern all the way up to Brisbane. This is going to be a fun trip. Let's go and check in.
The journey starts right here in Adelaide's Parkland station, which is also the start for the Indian Pacific, the Ghan, the Overland, and of course Great Southern. It is situated on the western fringes of the Adelaide Parklands. Check-in is very similar to airports, in which if you have large luggage, you can check it in. For me, with a small bag, I was fine to take it straight to my suite. Let's head on board and see what the room is like. The journey on Great Southern takes 3 days and 2 nights to travel from Adelaide to Brisbane. We go via Melbourne, Canberra, Sydney, Coffs Harbour, and then arrive in sunny Brisbane.
Let's go through the room. We've got, of course, the seat, which folds out into a bed. So later in the day, the housekeeping staff come through and will make this into a bed. The table will fold up, which we currently have on the table, the journey companion, the off-train experiences, bottled water lanyard, which we have to wear whilst we're on the off-train experiences. We have our individual sink. With the sink, of course, we've got our little components here, so we can store some things in it, towels, rubbish bin, and of course the sink with flushing water. We've got amenities kit, which we'll go through in a while, a mirror, so you can check out yourself. And on this side of the room, again, you can hang some shirts in here. There is a hairdryer. Now, for someone who doesn't have hair, that's, well, yep, we'll just leave that there. But you've also got some more storage as well down here. So you can look at a little side table and also another little spot for more storage. That is the room in a single suite that is on Journey Beyond as we venture on through the Adelaide Hills. Let's now check out the amenities kit. And let's open it up. You can kind of see what we get with it. But packet of tissues. What have we got in here? Some vitamin B skin lotion. Some conditioner. Your little white protein shampoo. The complimentary shipping for well, if you want to buy some at home. A couple of bathing caps. And a sanitary bag, and of course the soap. That is in the little amenities kit here.
We leave the capital of South Australia and Adelaide right on time and head through the picturesque Adelaide Hills. It's a slow climb through the hills, and after a few hours we make our way to the River Murray. When I took the trip, it was at the start of 2023, which is when the River Murray was actually in flood. This is the widest and fullest I've ever seen the mighty Murray.
do have toilets at either end of the train. This end is where the toilets are, and we'll check out the shower facilities later. But the little toilets, it is a view with, well, it's a loo with no view, but it's not too bad at all, size-wise. We've got the loo, toilet paper, hand wash, plugs. I don't know why you'd be wanting to use electrical plugs in here. Sink, sanitizer, how you're supposed to wash your hands, another bin. Overall, not too bad in here in the little loo. As I said, we'll check out the showers later on.
From here, the Adelaide Hills are well and truly behind us as we make our way through the southeastern Australian farming country, from freshly cut fields to sheep paddocks as large as some English counties. The next port for call is lunch for me. After lunch, it was back to the room as we crossed the border into Victoria. The endless views of the country life in Australia doesn't stop. For me, however, it was a perfect afternoon to relax and just watch the world go by before the first off-rail experience in Stawell.
And we finally arrived here in Stawell. It's been an afternoon travelling through country South Australia and into Victoria. Stawell, known for the Stawell gift. Just up the road is Hall's Gap. We've been up there on an excursion to have a look around, see what it looks like up there. It's now jumping back on board as we travel into the night into Melbourne and beyond for day number 2. Tonight means there's a bit of dinner still to have, then it's into the room and just relax and enjoy the scenery as it goes by. And day 1 on the Great Southern comes to a close. The bed was made whilst I was having dinner, which is superb because I've had a couple of drinks at the bar. To come back in to the bedroom, see the bed up and ready means I can hop straight into this and have some sleep. Day 1 is completed. Day 2 will start in southern New South Wales, but for that to happen, I need to get some sleep. So it is good night, and I'll see you at the start of day 2. So in terms of the size of the bed, it is actually a really good size bed. There is plenty of room to move in this and so much space at that end where the toes are. I'm full length and can fit in here quite comfortably, and the bed is really soft as well, so looking forward to a good night's sleep. Welcome to day 2. We're just outside Wagga Wagga. It's about 6 a.m. and the sun is just coming up.
After a rough, bouncy night on the train, as it's made its way through Melbourne suburbs, we were greeted to a smooth ride as the sun rose across northern Victoria, southern New South Wales hills. We were making our way to the nation's capital, Canberra. Before we spent a day exploring the capital, it was off to breakfast in the Queen Adelaide dining car, and for me, I couldn't say no to the big breakfast.
Thank you. Yass Junction. Yass Junction. Now find a coach off on our way into Canberra. So from a short bus trip in Yass, today's excursion has brought us to the nation's capital, Canberra. And behind me is the big house. Parliament House there is right up the top of that lawn. And if I spin the camera around, what we've got is Old Parliament House, which is where lunch is. If I turn around, because after lunch, it's all in a straight line here, I go to that building in the far distance there, and that's the National War Museum. Let's go have a bite to eat. Once we finished lunch, we jumped onto the bus and were brought up here to the National War Museum. This is the history of Australians in conflict of war. It is a remarkable place, plenty of history, plenty to understand and learn, and I highly recommend any visitors to Canberra to come up here and see it. It is definitely worth the while. We're now waiting for the bus, because the bus will now take us back to the train, and that takes about an hour on the bus, so let's hopefully see the bus arrive shortly. Now we're back in Goulburn, back to get the train for the night.
Straight back onto the train here in Goulburn, and it was off to dinner, in which the sun set on day 2 as the train made its way through the suburbs of Sydney as we head to the final destination, Brisbane.
Tuna in the land, please. Thank you. Day 2 has come to a close. We've travelled from Victoria into New South Wales via Canberra, through the suburbs of Western Sydney, and now we're in the northern parts of Sydney as we head up to Coffs Harbour for day 3, and then Brisbane when we get there around dinner time tomorrow night to finish our 3-day trip across southeastern Australia on Great Southern. So it comes to the time of night where I say good night, and I'll see you for day 3. It's a big good morning 3, yes. Day 3 is upon us here on Great Southern as we travel up to Coffs Harbour. We spent a couple of hours in Coffs today, and then from Coffs Harbour we head up to our destination, Brisbane. And that takes about, well, 12 hours. About 12 hours left on the train. I've got to make my way out of this bed, which last night was very comfortable. Had probably about 8 hours sleep. There was a period there where there's a few odd noises and a few bumps along the way, but overall 8 hours sleep. I'm not going to complain. It's now on to breakfast, and then after breakfast time to explore Coffs Harbour, which I'm looking forward to.
While at breakfast, the room is changed from a sleeper to a normal day seat, just like this. I head back to the room to relax and watch the Australian environment change from a harsh, dry land to northern New South Wales hinterland and the lush green pathway before us. We're shortly to arrive in Coffs Harbour for our last off-rail experience.
Take a nap because I gotta go down there.
Sunny Sunday morning, we've arrived in Coffs Harbour for a couple of hours to explore. So it's off to find, I assume, another coach. There's a bit of a walking trail and other things to do here in Coffs. So off we go. time to head back to the bus because we've got an afternoon of our final journey into the great state of Queensland. To the capital city of Brisbane is where our final destination of this great southern train ride is. At the moment we are here in the botanical gardens of Coffs Harbour, a beautiful sunny summer's day here in Australia. Coffs has put on the weather, and what a beautiful little botanic gardens it is to look around as well. But it is now time to get back on that bus, go have some lunch and enjoy the last couple of hours on Great Southern.
Yes, we are. Oh, once again, we are. Don't worry.
The trip is a mix between food, sleep, look out the window, get off the train and rinse and repeat each day. Today was no different. I wanted to show you the shower, but due to a camera issue, it's not available. This is YouTube after all, not OnlyFans. For a single room, the shower, like the toilets, is shared. However, if you've got the cabin, the shower is part of the cabin and you don't have to share it with anyone. The benefit to the single room is that they are large with plenty of room to move around. I brought my ticket during the Black Friday sales and picked it up for $17.25, which works out at 59 cents per kilometre. The normal price for a single room starts at around $2,100 and for double starts at $1,895 per person. After an amazing trip through the New South Wales-Queensland hinterland, we arrive at our final destination, the Brisbane cargo station. Nothing spectacular, but we are moved quickly onto the bus and head for the hotel as we get one final glimpse of the train that brought us from Adelaide to Brisbane, Great Southern.
And we've made it to Brisbane. After 3 days on Great Southern's Journey Beyond rail line from Adelaide to Brisbane, across South Australia, Victoria, New South Wales, a little bit of the ACT, and then into Queensland, we've arrived here in the capital of Queensland, Brisbane. What an amazing 3 days that journey was across those states and territories. Best 3 meals, the best 3 days of meals I have ever had. It was just amazing. The smell, the taste, it was just brilliant. Accompanied that with absolutely brilliant service. The people on board, just fantastic to have conversations and sit around and yarn. And of course that view across southeastern Australia and then up the east coast here to Brisbane. It has been a wonderful 3 days. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's a pleasure bringing it to you. Don't forget to press subscribe, that like button, and also leave me a comment. Let me know what you think, and even say what next trip you'd like me to do. But until then, as always, it's train on. Bye.